Future State Catwoman issue 2, Ram V. Adult Schmidt, the train saga. Now, I will say I think I liked issue 1 of this more than issue 2, but that's not to say that this was not good or great. Even it didn't feel as special as issue 1 to me.
Lacked a little bit the oomph, but I still think it's really great.
Yes.
So I caught up on Catwoman.
Good.
Between Saturday and now. So this definitely feels a lot in line with now that I've read it. Definitely, this just feels like an interlude.
Yeah.
In Ram V's story.
I assume you enjoyed what you read, the Catwoman.
Yes. And it was worth it alone just for the tease of Ivy. You know. No Ivy in this though. That said, I feel like Ram V has got an Ivy story, and that's why we're doing Swamp Thing.
Sure.
So that's exciting. But seeing the characters show up and just her interaction with them, and seeing how they play out here, after catching up, because I read this and then I caught up, I think I enjoy this more than I did had I not caught up with it. Just because.
Oh sure.
I think this is very accessible for anyone who hasn't been reading the run, as proven by the fact that you very much enjoyed it last month.
Yes,
but I do think it is enhanced if you are reading it.
It is, because I went back and before we recorded, went back and freshened up on it, and I was like, oh, okay, that's this character, that's this one. This is where Alleytown is in Gotham. Like you have a little bit more awareness of everything, and then now you just add the story of her on the train. And taking out the magistrate.
To get back to the story on the train here, like there was stuff in this issue that was really good. Like Catwoman having this sort of almost like unconscious dream of Batman to wake back up when she's about to get slapped.
Did anyone else laugh when it's just onomatopoeia saying slap at the
slap? Yes.
Yeah.
Underrated character, that onomatopoeia in the hands of someone like Ram V.
Yeah, but no, I loved like her having to crawl with him to the exit and try to say, she's basically saying, no, I'm going to do this crazy thing where I explode my electromagnetic thing in my gloves, because that's what Batman would do to get out of this situation. He would do whatever it takes to save whoever he's with. So it gave you this sense of what Batman still means to her, and that's before we actually get the reunion with Batman, which is also very sweet. And obviously there's the great art, the visual of him not going with her, and they're on the different train cars as they're separating. Probably maybe even just be the best little story beat of the whole issue, just that visual as they're leaving. And
I like the dialogue there as well. He's like, oh yeah, how will I find you? Like, just steal something important.
Yeah, no, it's very sweet. Everything, and I love how Talia is like third wheeling, like technically Bruce's ex, just like, all right, come on guys, we got to move on.
Classic
here.
Talia.
Yeah. So that's all really really good stuff. It's all just okay. She's saved all the kids who were on the train. They're on the back two cars that they've separated, and Bruce is going to cause so much chaos and escape that no one's going to care about the two missing cars. Not really. And the whole idea being that Batman lives, and that's kind of the ending is that's been scrawled on the side of the train.
I love that graffiti on there, because especially knowing the Alleytown kids, like this is their neighborhood. And
that was such a big moment earlier in the issue as well, when Catwoman's got the gun to her head, executioner style, and then it's Batman lives, and there's Bruce saving the day.
Yeah, no, it's a really good moment, and I think obviously it ties in nicely because he even references Dark Detective. It's like that, that's why everyone thought I was dead. So they're linking a little bit now, which is cool. But yeah, the idea that Batman lives just being like a sort of, it's very, No Man's Land, it's very Dark Knight Rises, whatever. There's all these ideas of like believing that Batman's still out there kind of thing.
Yeah, with that, I was getting a lot of Batman or Dark Knight Rises vibes from this one. Like all the stuff that I do enjoy in that movie was here.
Which should be all of it.
It's not my favorite.
As someone who utterly loves that movie and defends it to death, I will say you can love almost all of it because Talia is still a bit shaky.
Sure, and that's improved in this issue.
Well, true. I mean, you got Talia. I didn't even think of it on that level. There's missing Bane. You got all the main players. But no, just like what Batman represents and like the city coming together, under that promise of Batman.
Yeah.
You asked for
really
Bane on a train, you say?
I just want my chair.
Well, I was gonna say, I really appreciate the kind of the scaled back scale of these two issues, the scope of them. They're not, the biggest story ever. It's just this 2 issue story, this train heist.
Yeah.
And it gets out and tells its story, but it still has a lot of, wider world connections and bearings, but it's still a pretty self-contained little story. It's not going overboard like we saw definitely in some of the stories where we kind of felt like, that you didn't really even have a 2 issue story, or alternatively, they had way too much to try and cram into 2. This feels like, just the right level of story for these 2 issues.
Yeah, well, who would have thought that doing a heist with Catwoman is, a really good story, and then you're putting it on a train, throw a little Snowpiercer in there, because I was getting Snowpiercer vibes as well. Maybe because when I go to watch wrestling, well, it's also the whole front of the train, back of the train, right? They're working their way up. You gotta get rid of the 2. And also, my joke Matt, and then you step all over it.
A train's a straight line. You're either going from the front to the back or the back from the front. There's that's the only 2 choices.
Going from the back to the front. Yeah, but you guys stepped all over my joke. I would say when I go to watch wrestling, I'm getting a lot of Snowpiercer ads because it's on the TNT app. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I was incepted.
Okay, Matt, exploding barbed wire death match.
Yeah, I know. Poor Renee. Poor Renee.
You talk about this next.
She's a pregnant woman. She's a pregnant woman. She's going to have a heart attack watching that match. Anyway, yes.
So wait, if it is a girl, so if she does go into labor during the barbed wire death match, the girl's name has to be Barbara, right?
Is it a girl? Do we know that?
Yeah. They announced that. Having a baby girl.
I thought it's funny because I thought we were confusing it with Cody's gender reveal moment.
No. It's notable that all 3 members of the Shield have daughters, which going forward might be something in 20 years.
I was just looking at Carter's face, and all I can hear is "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
It is 2:30 a.m.
Yes. We're going.
Doesn't sound like
Otto Schmidt art though, right?
It's great.
We're spoiled.
A big selling point of this issue, Frank, because I think the story, while really good, it's straightforward, but if you don't have someone great on art selling this, the action of this issue, which is what most of it is, then what's the point?
And and it's fun action too. Like, just though, you get the pages I'm trying to get there.
There's one where she's launching at the top of the page with a whip, and it's going all around. And all these insert panels are overlapping. There are different angles.
Yeah.
It's got a real kineticism to it.
Do I know one of the things I think makes this issue, one of the best things about this issue that's separate from the first one, is that the same thing we were talking about with Superman Worlds of War, is that the whole idea of Batman Lives, and the idea that Selina is trying to fight her way through these soldiers, but she's weak, she's beaten down, and she does get grabbed, and she's in this executioner style moment, and she responds with Batman Lives. It kind of fulfills me with the same kind of inspirational punch, not as strong obviously as that Superman issue, but the same kind of idea, where it's the idea of Batman's inspiration on the people around him that's kind of driving her, and that's kind of part of the heart of it.
It's a little more personal because we know their relationship.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Right? So
and then you have the moment that it just makes you laugh right afterwards of Onomatopoeia just going blam as he shoots the guy.
Yeah, I love Onomatopoeia.
So good. I need more.
Yeah. All right, Matt. What are you rating Future State Catwoman?
This is an 8.5. I'll go for it.
Connor?
Yeah, I'm doubling with the 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5. Which is a slight step down from I think the 9 or 9.5 that I gave the first issue, but hardly a complaint.
Still so great.